Hello, welcome. I am the Golem Gamer, and this is Let's Play Hard to Find 4. This is my very first Let's Play. I've been having a think about who to play as, and I've decided to play as Mother Russia. Let's conquer the world. So I've been having a think about how I wanted to play this game, and generally speaking, I normally play it a little bit reserved, being very careful not to expand too quickly and ramp up low tensions. The last game I played, I declared war on Poland, Hungary, Czechoslovakia and Romania at the exact same time. My thought and ideas were, if I can conquer them quickly, that would give me a nice foot into Germany. What I didn't count on was Hungary joining Germany, Poland joining Germany, and Czechoslovakia joining the Allies, which meant by 1937 I was at war with Germany, Italy, Czechoslovakia, Hungary, Poland, Romania, all of the Commonwealth, and Japan. I was not prepared. The war did not last long. So this time I'm still going to be aggressive, just not as aggressive. So first thing I've done is I've brought all my tanks out, and I'm changing everybody else into infantry. And they can all go on air, and my tanks can also, now I don't Poland, I don't want Romania. Let's take Poland. So my tanks can go in the middle. We plan to push out, and these just a general push to a border. Next up, over here, any tanks? No. Excellent. Changing more to infantry on the sinking border, which needs to be changed because I don't want to be in Mongolia. An offensive plan of push down. And finally, up here, new troops, tank, can drive the tanks, and everybody else into infantry, and again it's taken in Mongolia. I don't care about Mongolia, just Japan. Defensive line, boiling water, off, pushing down. So, have I missed anybody? Yes, I have missed a lot. So, let's select all of these. And come again. Switch them all to infantry. So, usual plan. Engineering and construction, but I need anti-tank as soon as I can. Civilian factories. So let's build 10 civilian factories to start with. Military factories I need lots of infantry equipment, lots of artillery, lots of tanks. That's fine. Fighters, don't care about strategic bombers, and I need convoys, lots and lots of convoys. So I'm leaving one, and that's simply because 100 foot. Right, let's put that in artillery for now. National focus. straight away into the 5-year plan. Back speed, trade, what do I need? Rubber. So let's trade with Netherlands for the rubber that we need. No divisions trading, and that is because once we hit play, we need a lot of infantry equipment. So we're not rebuilding any troops anytime soon. So we are building 82 a day, which, yeah, not brilliant. So it's going to take us 500 days to actually equip the troops we've got with what we need. Tanks 330 days, motorised 5 days, total artillery 326 days. So all in all, it is going to take us a long time to get to where we need to be, but as we get our civilian factories built, means we're able to build more military factories, which in turn means a lot more production. So I thought about it a little bit, and I don't quite know how I'm going to be doing it, whether I'm going to go anti-capitalist or anti-fascist first. I do think I'm going to go anti-fascist first, simply because it would be very, very difficult to get to the capitalist countries when you've got Germany in the way. So going into armament, because that will get me more military factories built. And believe me, I'm going to need a lot of military factories, because I'm planning on having a massive amount of troops. I am mainly going to be concentrating on troops with anti-tank stuff. I am going to be having a few tanks, but quite frankly, when you're the Soviet Union and you've got lots and lots of people to throw away, it doesn't really matter as such. And believe me, once you start putting the points in, so here you can have 2.5, but also down here it gets 3%. I'm sure there's more somewhere else. Was it research? Yes, under the Land Doctrine, down here you've got another 5%. So you can have a lot of troops running around. All you need is the equipment, and let's be honest, with the land we've got, we can get a lot of equipment. So we need to start the Great Purge, because otherwise a civil war will start. So that is my anti-tank done. So I'll switch into artillery. 3 military artillery, excellent. And we'll put it in anti-tank, which is second most important. I'll then build more infantry equipment, which again I'll push to the top, I'll push down. So it's infantry equipment, anti-tank, followed by artillery. No template, so do we do it now, or do we wait until we actually got some anti-tank being built? Well, how many are we building at a time? We're building 4 a week. So what I'll do is I'll wait until I've hit the efficiency cap. When I'm actually starting to build a decent amount, I'll switch over. Okay, so I'll switch to free trade. I'm doing that simply because it means production of the factories builds a lot faster, and we are going to need a lot of factories. So right now it is a case of waiting. I'm doing for a Great Purge, getting there slowly. Excellent, so construction 1 finished. I'll switch to production efficiency. So we're now at 20%. So anti-tank, we're now making 1 a day, which, well, when you consider how many troops we've got, it's going to be a while. So national unity we need, day communism we don't want to lose political power, and I don't want a civil war. So daily communist can go. Spanish civil war started. Now, do I want to send my tank into a civil war? It will mean getting experience. How am I going to send? 5. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. New group. Give them a leader. And I'll then go Spain. Would you like some of my tanks? I do need experience because I need to get my anti-tank put into my troops. I've currently got 80 tanks, and what would I need to put it as anti-tank? So we need about 3,000 anti-tanks in storage, 3,048 anti-tanks required for 127 divisions. That is quite a lot of anti-tanks. We've currently got 88, and we are building 1 a day, nearly 2 a day. Speed it back up again, might as well. So, here we go, let's take a look where my tanks are. So, front line no longer, green tack line of pushing straight through, and go. So generally speaking with wars, I do a battle plan, but I tend to take control manually quite often when I see them being stupid. Because quite often you, like here, why are they pushing backwards? They should just go straight in. If you just went straight in and attacked them, and this is why I tend to try and keep an eye on combat, because the AI is not, if they're not too smart, so we have took their capital. They took us over here. So generally speaking, I want to get to here. I'll push down to take the top part. I'll then push southwards. Again. So you might hear me coughing a fair bit during this, and that is because I've got a sore throat. I went to a convention last weekend, and generally speaking, once you've been to a convention, you tend to pick up all sorts of random bugs and illnesses, which is finally starting to catch up on me. I seem to be missing a tank. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's turn the doctrine. Oh, there we go. So for some reason, when my tanks were over here, they were not showing up in the screen. So So I've hit my battle plan, so I'll then create a new offensive line of pushing to hit you. And when they're ready, off you go. So I'm 13% towards skilling up already. And they're learning some nice traits. So 200 tanks, that's an anti-tank. We're getting there. We are now building 2 a day. My efficiency is nearly 50%. And as I start getting more military factories, I will of course start being able to build more. So I've got 8 more civilian factories to build. I'll switch to partial mobilisation because that will give me more factories to use. And that is the biggest thing right now. I need to get as many. So with this, generally speaking, I don't really use the Navy as Soviet Russia. So I normally get rid of the Navy commanders. And I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, as my plan is to have a lot of troops on the ground, I'm going to need a lot of military factories. And to build military factories, your best bet is to get as many civilians as possible. The more civilians you have, the more military you can have. Sorry, the more military you can have being built at the same time. So as we're pushing in through the top, the nationalists are pushing in through the south, which to be honest is absolutely fine. I'm not really too bothered about who wins. So I know there's quite a bit of a debate about this. Do you have factory output plus 20% or factory output plus 10%? So factories and state is exactly the same. With this one, you also get retention of 10%, so when you change your what factory you're building, it saves them. So, and obviously 10% bomb vulnerability, absolutely brilliant. I always go for that one now. Basic machinery, I can't because it's not quite time. 38, not quite time. Aircraft, generally speaking, I don't really worry about it too much yet. Sorry about that. So, support weapons. Let's start getting some troops built, shall we? So we have now got 365. We've nearly got 2 more another factory built, there we go. So we can now do 2 full lines and a partial line. And my efficiency is now 55%, and I'm making 3 a day. Which, when you consider just how many I actually need, isn't really that much of a great deal. But we'll get there. Germany has took the Rhineland. The Great Purge is finished. Excellent. So we now go with standing constitution. And the skills at 38%, so we're getting there. Trickster, engineering, mountaineer, hillfighter, ranger, and urban assault. So this general is going to be an absolutely brilliant general. I've got no intentions of turning him into a field marshal. He is going to be purely for my tanks. So as you can see, I went straight for there to try and get the dockyard. Because with dockyards they can reinforce, if we can cut them all off, then they'll destroy his staff, and I win. So once again we have hit the end of the offensive line, so I'll create a new offensive line and go. So we have nearly hit Madrid, which is not good, but that should be absolutely fine, because my plan here is this tank can keep going. So everything else can push up. This one I'm going to push down and start trying to cut them off. So can I send any more tanks over? No. That's a shame. And they have in fact just pushed me back. So I've got a feeling this is going to be quite a long war, which is absolutely fine with me because I will be level 6 soon. My learning traits will be a while, but that's fine as well. And ooh, first reds. So what I can do is go start land lease, planes, and let's send over. How many do I have? 236. So all my planes over. I mean, I could have kept them for myself, but quite frankly those planes are not particularly brilliant, so I will be having to research and build better planes over time. Research, we are getting there. Stand constitution, we are getting there. So what do I want next? Troops are fine, so I might go captain of industry next, because again it is nearly finished, but I am going to be building more afterwards. So that is unusual, even though I've got a tank there, if they've got one of their troops there, it actually masks my tanks, I can't see it. I will have to keep an eye on that. So, I do have some level 4 tanks coming in now, which is excellent. My generals is getting there. There's tank constitution. So, easy thing, do I want more unity or tanks? Recruit population 0.5, research time minus 5%, construction. So here's the interesting one. Construction speed would be absolutely fantastic, because I am going to be building a lot. But research time and socialist science lets me research technology quicker, lets me have a lot more troops. Infrastructure, don't really care about. Rubber, it would be nice, but considering that I'm going to be conquering most of the world, not really too worried. Pitch about 120. I like that 3%. Yeah. So, captain of industry. That will allow my civilian factories to be built even quicker. We are nearly at the 30-minute point. Once we do, I will be pausing it. No, I'll be turning it off. And that will be the end of part 1. So I am aiming for each one to be about 30 minutes long. Oop, and look at that, 3 civilian factories. So I need tanks, anti-tanks. So let's build 10 military and 10 civilian. So that is my plan. I am going to bounce back and forth. I would build 10 civilian, 10 military, 10 civilian, 10 military, and so on and so forth. Once I have got to the stage where I've got a lot, I will then look at possibly converting some of the civilian factories into military factories. So as you can see, I have just about to cut off these troops, which means they'll be getting no supply, which means they'll slowly be destroyed by the government. Industry. Because right now industry is one of the most important aspects. Support with 1, excellent. It's 37. So I'm going to switch to construction of 2. So even though I've slowly took this, Nationalist Spain has done a massive push, which again I'm not too bothered about because it's levelling me up. And in all honesty, that is why I'm here. I do not particularly care about who wins because either way I will be, long term, I plan to conquer them. Because, well, why wouldn't I? I am Mother Russia. Everything should be done to me. So far I only seem to be fighting Spain, which is unusual. Because normally, oh, never mind, Germany, Japan, Italy. Yeah, so what I was saying doesn't matter anymore because I've just found who I was looking for. So I'm getting 92%. So any minute now they are going to be levelling up, which is what I like. I've now got 2 veterans and 3 seasons. Excellent. First industry is done. So improve machinery, because again that'll increase my cap, which in turn allows me to build more. So United Kingdom is working in Turkey. Research time -5%, yes please. So I am concentrating on Coruna, simply because it is a port and it is quite important to take ports to cut them off. If we have ports, we're still getting supplies. If we're still getting supplies, it is not good. And as you can see, I'm about to take my Madrid back. I'm on 95%, and that is the 30-minute point. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in part 2.